I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked my impression of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris when they just said that was their warning to the world. Mine is don't drink the Kool-Aid, whether you are on the right or the left, whatever side you find yourself on, because not everybody's going to get everything perfect always. We're going to take a look at the Great Reset, what is happening right now. We're going to also take a look at Ben Shapiro's position on the tariffs that we are experiencing, and how I believe Ben is misguided on this one. I think he's taking a wrong position, and I'm going to give my argument for that, why that is. My name is Brandon Fogel. This is Evolution. Let's get into it. All right, so I did want to begin with the don't drink the Kool-Aid, because wherever you are at, if you buy in completely, hook, line, and sinker to whatever you think is the temperature in the room, and you want to go to that side, and you just, without even looking, blind eyes, close your eyes, you just jump all in, you're going to end up in the wrong spot. And we got to guard ourselves against that. Don't do it whether you're on the right or on the left. There are so many things happening right now, so many just upheaval happening in our economic structure that we have, that it's reasonable to take a pause and think what is going on. Ben Shapiro's position, we're going to take a look at a clip that he had and what he said about it, because he has been an ardent supporter of Donald Trump in a lot of ways, but on this issue, he is not on board. He does not think that Trump is doing things right by going this way about it with the tariffs. And we're going to see exactly why he thinks that. And it has to do with the whole starting point is the board that we saw when Trump took out there and he said, this is the percentage that all the other nations have against us, and these tariffs that other nations have against us. And rather, it was a board it was showing what our deficit is compared to all these other nations. And he's going to say that with anybody in a regular position in life, I have a trade deficit with my local price chopper. He uses the store Publix, or any store that you go to as a consumer and you buy, you have a trade deficit with them. I think it's apples and oranges. You can't compare what you buy personally as a consumer compared to what the United States is setting in the position that we line up compared to the rest of the world. You can't compare. There's a little bit of similarity, but on a much grander level, you can't make this comparison that he does. And I've been thinking about, what does all this mean for the United States and all the people that we have in our country? Is it going to benefit mostly the older generation or the younger generation? And I would strongly argue this great reset that is happening is for future generations. It's not going to benefit immediately the people that all their money is in the stock market. And I've been seeing these protests, whether they're the Elon Musk protests that are happening over the weekend, or the against Trump, and all, they have these just crazy things that they got on, just that are sometimes nasty, what they're saying about Trump and Elon Musk and all that. But the median age of these people that are at these protests look like they're 70. It looks like they're the way older people. And that's not to say anything bad about older people, but it gives us an idea of who is so against this. I think Gen Z and the Alpha generation, the most recent ones, they're going to be the ones that are going to be benefiting the most, way more than the ones that have all their money and their eyes are locked in on the stock market. You could say 50% of people have their money in the stock market at this time. It goes to a lot of people, because a lot of people just have their 401ks. They're not even looking at it. They're at a job, and it's how their portfolio is going up and down, all that. But 50% don't. 50% are not looking at the stock market, and they're okay with it going down because it's been so heavily inflated. It's just magic money that's just out there that is not really money in itself. It's just numbers going up and down, up and down. It's not affecting the people at the bottom level right now. And I think that it's resetting everything. It's resetting the game completely for especially millennials, Gen Z, and into Generation Alpha. And you could say Gen X, you know, so the ones that are heavily impacted right now are the baby boomers. The baby boomers, you know. They're seeing it going out, and I think that's why we are seeing them so ardently and just all in about saying against it, completely against it. All right. But I wanted to show you just this clip real quick from Ben Shapiro.
The idea that these are reciprocal tariffs or responsive tariffs, the problem there, again, is if I thought these were responsive tariffs, and I think if the market thought that, they'd be a lot more sanguine. Because the question is what comes next. Is President Trump going to try to cut bilateral deals with various countries to lower the tariffs back down to zero? Or is he doing this because he just doesn't like trade deficits? This is the problem I was pointing out yesterday. That giant poster board that he was holding up that showed, quote unquote, tariff rates for various countries on our goods. It's not true. Those were not tariff rates. They had nothing to do with tariffs. Those were trade deficits divided by imports. Meaning the only way to get those numbers down to zero would be for those other countries to just buy more American product, regardless of whether they are poor or whether they even have tariffs on American product in the first place. It is the equivalent of you saying that you are running a deficit with your grocery store. You're running a trade deficit with your grocery store because you gave them money and they gave you goods. And the only way that you're going to achieve parity is by getting the grocery store to buy fan belts from your factory. Well, listen, all of this.
Okay. So I had to start it there because I usually agree with probably 90% of what Ben talks about, but with this, I don't think he's going to be proven right. Probably, I mean, the market is about to open, so we're going to continue to see this immediate reaction. But we got to stop thinking near term and day by day news cycle that's in our face, and that's all we think. In one day, everything completely flips, and we think it's the end of the world. Think about China. They're thinking long game. We need to start thinking long game, big time. And are we setting us up for future? Are we going to last as a nation? Economically, as a superpower? I mean, all of this with the tariffs, throwing tariffs on everyone. I mean, he's doing it. Trump is doing it equally across the board. Whether you agree with his method of madness of why he's doing it, at least it's fair. At least it's consistent. It's consistent because he's showing it's not all the tariffs that all these nations have against us, but it is the deficit that we have with them. And it was this overkill by Donald Trump and slapping everything on everyone. It might have been, I would say it might have been overkill, and we're seeing a reaction, but maybe overkill is what he was going for. I think as a huge negotiator, he knows what you got to do when you're coming to a negotiating table. You don't maybe want to ask for a 10% raise when you really want a 25% raise. He goes for a 50% raise on his bottom line, and let's maybe negotiate and work it down. He puts himself in like a really crazy position compared to everyone else, and that's why everybody's up in arms and going all over the place. So I wouldn't say that Trump was doing anything dumb. I don't think he's doing anything dumb here and throwing these tariffs on everybody, because he's trying to get immediate, hardcore reaction from everyone, and he's getting that. The market is getting that. We are experiencing that. We are seeing that. And the people that have their portfolios just going down, everyone, those are the ones that are immediately benefiting for the system that we have. We need to flip the system. We need to put it maybe right side up. And I think that was what Trump is going for. He's putting America in a position that they can come and actually negotiate and real changes happen. So I disagree with Ben Shapiro on this. And I don't think it's the equivalent, like he says, that our position as the United States compared to Madagascar and how whatever, I mean, he throws out, maybe it was the best thing to put a huge tariff on Madagascar, whatever, we have nothing we're really bringing in, but he's being consistent across the board. He's being fair across the board. And I don't want you to think that I've just drunk the Kool-Aid of Donald Trump, because I haven't. And I've seen that, and I actually felt good when I see Trump supporters coming at me, people that are just exceptional Trump supporters coming at me and having their target on me and thinking that I'm saying something wrong because I'm not completely bought into everything he does. Everything he touches is not absolute gold. Not everything that anybody does is perfect ever. So I would say for both sides, whether you're on the right or the left, let's see how this plays out. I think, just my opinion, we're going to still see some turbulent times, but we're going to overall see a much stronger level that we are all playing on as the United States compared to everyone else. We got to change the trajectory, and this is taking a chainsaw. We're doing it to our own government and cutting everything, but we're also taking a chainsaw to the massive irregularities of other countries just having us bent over backwards. We're trying to set things straight and show who is the stronger nation in the room. And when America's strong, the rest of the world gets lifted up. The rest of the world is going to be protected because we are the ones that, if something goes bad in the world, you don't expect China to be the ones to jump in and save the day. Everyone looks to the United States. And it's going to eventually, the chickens are going to come home to roost. And if America is not in a strong position financially, we are not going to be able to help anyone else. If we can't help ourselves, we can't help others. So I disagree with where Ben Shapiro went with this. I think he is going to be proven wrong. I absolutely love Ben. I love a lot of the things he stands for and believes in, and I agree with most of everything he promotes and his opinions. But I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid of Ben Shapiro, as I don't think we should drink the Kool-Aid of anyone or whatever position that you currently find yourselves in. Be a person that just maybe looks at both sides and come to your own conclusion. Maybe that's the independent mindset. Maybe that's, instead of being red versus blue, let's find some purple. Let's come together. So we're going to see the market open up. It's going to be a little bit shaky. I think this week it's going to be really shaky. But there is going to be a bottom that we are going to hit, and America will be firm and strong. And going forward, the future generations, this is for you all. This is for you all what Donald Trump is doing. This isn't for the oldies. The oldies are still good. But this is for the future of America. So keep going and keep evolving to that best version of you.
I could see the cracks falling in the paint, growing like a fire. What do I say? Can you see them?